Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. I'm going to be talking about twin needles, how to thread your machine, how to make sure you've got the correct throat plate, the proper settings to use, and I'll give you a suggestion on how to do a basic hem using the twin needle. Twin needles come in a variety of sizes. Here's a few of them right here. Now you can buy them with just one twin needle in a package and it's just a specific size. Or you can get a package like this where it has 3 different sizes in it. They also come in large kits like this, and this has I think it's a needle threader. Never used it. And you've got all of these twin needles. So if you make a lot of clothing, it's probably to your advantage to either buy the 3-pack or the larger pack, because we all know needles break. So this twin needle is basically, the structure is much the same as a regular needle. Up here at the top, this is where this part here goes into the machine itself. It's curved on one side, that is facing towards you, and then if you turn it over, the other side is flat. That faces away from you towards the back of the sewing machine. Now it's also important that you have the proper throat plate on. So this one here, you will see it has one hole, one little hole. That's for using a single needle and just doing a straight stitch. You need to make sure that this one is not on your machine, because as you can see, the twin needle's not going to be able to go through that. So let's look at this one. This is another throat plate that has a really large opening. So you can see that that needle will be able to go down in there. It has plenty of room. Your machine probably came with at least this style of throat plate. Some of you may have gotten both. So again, if you don't have the right one on, the first time that needle goes down, it will break. You will also need 2 spools of thread on your machine, preferably the same color, and make your bobbin thread the same color, or if you're doing some special design, you can use 2 different colors. If you are using a serger sewing machine, I recommend that you serge the raw edge of your fabric. And this is what a serger does. It makes the edge look like this. You can also do an overcast stitch on your sewing machine, which would look like this. And here are some samples of other types of overcast stitches. Now you can either use this, or in a moment I will show you another option instead of doing an overcast stitch. So when you are deciding on the style of hem that you want, I want you to be aware that when you're doing a twin needle stitch, you're stitching on the outside of your fabric, which is called the right side, the prettiest side. And this is what it would look like. Okay, now depending on the size of the needle you're using, or needles, depends on whether the stitch lines are real close together or really far apart. That's going to be up to you. You're going to decide what kind of look you want. So here is what it would look like on the back side. Now if you don't want to do an overcast stitch, this is how you would prepare your fabric for a hem. So I recommend you fold it over about 1/2 inch. You can do a 1/4 inch, but I always like a little extra fabric back there. And then press it. So fold it over, press. Then decide how wide you want it this way, and fold it over again and press. Because you're going to stitch on the front side, you need to know where this edge of the fabric ends. So measure the width, and this is 1 inch, and then when you turn it over, you're going to put it on one of the lines on your sewing machine throat plate, and I'll go over that in a moment. And then you're going to stitch right over that folded edge. If you want to serge your raw edge, go ahead and serge it, then fold it over whatever width you want. And this is on cotton fabric, doesn't stretch. But then this is a stretch knit, so you can do it the same way on this. Your twin needles go along with the stretch. So if you use a regular stitch, it does not stretch with it, and your thread will probably break. So you want to make sure you have 2 spools of thread on your machine. Most machines have 2 areas to hold a spool. If you don't, you only have 1, you can get individual thread stands that would sit next to your sewing machine, and you can use that. I've been shown 2 different ways of doing this. Some say no, you can do both strands at the same time. Others say no, only do one. So pick your choice, maybe try it try it the different ways. Okay, so it says to go up here on mine. I'm going to follow the arrows, go down. Now your machine might be a little different, so follow what yours said. It's going through the same path that you normally would use. So here's my arrows again. I'm going to go down and then go up. Then I'm going to wrap around up in here and come back down. Now you're going to go, and there's always on all machines there's a little hook. So you're going to take your thread and wrap it up. So I'm going to lower my needle down so it's a little easier to get to that. And then I'm going to wrap it around that little hook, raise the needle back up, and take 1 strand at a time and feed it through each eye of the needle. 1 only through each eye. So this is what it looks like when the needles are threaded. Then I'm going to take both strands of thread and bring it underneath the machine. If you have a newer computerized machine, like on my Baby Lock, I have the twin needle setting is right on the front of the screen as I turn the machine on. So I would just select that button. Many of you may not. You may have to go through a series of menus to get to that. So I'm going to go up here and press that. Then I'm going to go down to the tool button. Then I'm going to go over to here where it shows a needle and a pair of scissors. I'm going to click on that. And here's where it says twin needle. Now it might ask you for the size of the needle, and it may not ask you for it. So always follow your user's manual when you are doing this for the first time. And then go back to your main menu where you will see it now has twin needle on there. Then you need to change some other settings. Here is my stitch length. It says to make it 3.0, so it says 3. Now you need to change your tension to 1.0. So just keep going till you get to 1.0, and that's your settings. Here's my serged edge. I'm on the underside of my project that I'm making. I want that face up right now because I want to see which line on my throat plate to put this edge so that the twin needle goes right over my serged section. So I'm just going to place it there, and I see that I need to place it on this particular line. You could put a piece of tape there, or if you just automatically see, you know that line. So after you've got it lined up and you know where to put it, turn it over to the top side. So now you have the top side of your fabric, the right side. Lower your presser foot and make sure that the folded edge is on that line and help guide it. And then you're just going to guide it through stitching on that edge. If you're using the fabric where you just folded the edges over twice, you line it up the same way. Now this one is a little bit different size, so I'm not going to quite go up against that line. Make sure you turn it over to the top side, okay, and make sure it's all lined up. Lower your presser foot and begin stitching, guiding the fabric through so that everything stays straight. And then here's your twin needle stitching. This is what it looks like on the back. If you're doing this on a stretch knit, do not stretch the fabric as you're stitching on it because it will come out really bad. Well, I hope this sewing tutorial was helpful to you. If you're interested in other tutorials using your sewing machine and making some basic projects, scroll down to the description section below your YouTube screen. So as you're scrolling, you're looking for the word more, click on it, and that section will expand open and you will see the links. Now don't forget to follow me on Instagram and make sure you check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.